I'm Logan Crawford, and right now on Spotlight, we're speaking with Joey Pawlin. She is the author of a poignant novel called Four Lost Children. She shares her personal journey of resilience and growth after the tragic loss of her mother at a young age back in 1962. Through her story, she explores the profound lessons and choices that shaped her life, challenging readers to overcome adversity and avoid being defined by tragedy. We're delighted to have Joey join us here today on Spotlight. We thank the team at Prime 7 Media for helping us put her in the spotlight today. And we ask viewers like you to support writers like her by subscribing to our channel. Joey, thank you so much for being our guest today.
It's my honor.
The honor is all mine. I imagine this was a tough book to write in part because this is your own story and it centers on the loss of your mother.
Yeah, I wrote the story 23 years ago, actually, and put it away for a long time. And life changes and things changed with me. And it was time to pull it out, dust it off, take a look. And I was disappointed and started over.
Well,
So,
that's part of your prerogative to take a look at it and say, you know what, I like it, but I don't like it enough. I want it to be different. So you kind of tore up the first version and wrote a new version.
yeah, I went amateur, but I really believed it was a time and a place that it wasn't ready to be done
Right.
because it all changed so much in the end. So I'm thankful for that.
Absolutely. And you wrote the story from your perspective as a 7-year-old
That's
losing her
correct.
mom, right? Tell us a little bit what it was like putting yourself back in those little shoes of a 7-year-old.
Well, things were really hard. We had a rough family life. There was terrible things that went on in that house,
Mm.
and we had to live through it and deal with it and kind of figure that's the way life is, because if that's what you're given at that age. My mother and I, very, very close.
Mm.
I was named after her, and I
Mm.
was born 7 days before her.
Yeah.
So I ended up she was the center of my entire world.
Yeah.
My father, well, I wouldn't go anywhere without him, without mom. That's how close
Yeah.
I was to this woman.
Right.
And when tragedy hit us, that 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 took my whole world away from me. She
Yeah.
was my everything. I idolized her,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. The
She was
loss
this
of your mother at any age, I lost my mother when I was 40, and it was devastating. I can't imagine losing my mother at 7 because, like you said, my mother was my whole universe. I
Mhm.
adored her,
Yes.
until the day she died, I adored her. But at 7, that's a lot to deal with. So what was it like
Yeah.
going back and kind of reliving that and writing about it? And I guess it gave you a little perspective in a way, or tell me about
It,
that.
I think it helped me a lot to mend a few things. When she passed, I never got to say goodbye.
Hmm.
I was not allowed to, and I haven't to this day ever got over it because I guess there was no goodbye. But to to write it again
Hmm.
and to feel it again. Oh, there was a lot of tears. There's no
Yeah.
doubt about it,
Yeah.
because it was taking me back again too far.
Yeah.
And but it came easily.
Yeah.
I just couldn't stop. I was writing 12 hours a day nonstop.
Hmm.
Just write it, because it was so alive in me for some reason at this point in my life. And that was caused to a little fate of cancer there. And I
Hmm.
think that's what made me bring the book out now.
Yeah.
I needed some kind of a release from what I was going through and going into something and trying to figure out where it came from, that kind
Yeah.
of thing.
Yeah.
But that's it was tough,
Yeah.
but it was good when I finally put the last sentence on there,
Yeah.
I felt good.
Yeah.
It was great.
And in a way, it's a love letter to your mom too. To
It
say,
is.
Mom, I'm thinking
It
of you. I love you. I still miss you, you know.
exactly.
Yeah.
She's still my best friend,
Yeah.
but in different ways, I guess. And I gotta admit, I think she actually made me the stronger person through
Yeah.
all of this,
Yeah.
So I'm grateful for
Absolutely.
that too.
Yeah. Absolutely. You named the book Four Lost Children. Tell us why.
Okay, I had my older brother. He was 11 months yeah, older than I.
Mhm.
So then I had my younger brother Ken and Diane, and I'm going to give their names. They're angry with me right now. They don't
Mhm.
like my book.
Mm.
Yeah, but we were the four lost children.
Yeah.
When this all happened, it was fast. And we were living in this little, I called it a shack.
Right.
Anything that has mice and spiders in it, that's a shack to me.
Right.
So that's what I nicknamed it. And boy, it's quite, but anyway, so when mom passed that night, we were all shifted off to our relatives. And we spent the night actually with my grandfather and
Mhm.
his wife. And the next morning, our father announced the passing of our mother.
Mm.
And it was it was a week of one child moved and went to a home, and then the other one older brother, younger sister, they went to my mom's mom, and my other brother and I, we went to our uncles in the family on my father's side. So we were all separated,
Yeah.
and we were separated for 4 years. So there
Yeah.
was no family,
Mm.
Um, you would think with a tragedy like this, us kids would have hung on to each other, but that's not what happened, unfortunately.
Yeah.
We
Because now
weren't.
it's another loss because you lost your mother, now you lost your siblings.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's why I say that not only we were lost by the tragedy, we were lost with the fact our father abandoned us and left us
Yeah.
to be, and we were Roman Catholic, in the religion states if you lose your parents one way or another, the godparents take you in.
Yeah.
And that my family was quite religious, so they abided by that rule.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's strange.
Yeah. Why did you? I know you decided to write this book over a course of many, many years. You wrote one version, you tore it up, you wrote another version. Why did you want the story out there?
I want people to know, and there's been people that have suffered worse tragedies than mine,
Hmm.
and they're out there, and they have allowed it to control their lives. It
Right.
dictated what they are today. And I'm trying to get people to understand that no matter where you come from, what your family's mistakes were, you don't have to be that person. You don't have to follow in their footsteps. Get out there, prove them wrong, show them
Yeah.
better, and be what you want to be. Too many people get lost on the way, and I myself have done that. Um, just by bad choices in my life,
Right.
um, not knowing what a home is like, for
Mm.
one, or what love is, or trust. You just don't get taught that when you've been
Yeah.
through what we've been through. And I'm trying to tell them, come on, you can be better.
Yeah.
You just gotta get past it and move on. It's not something easy to do, and it takes a little help to get out there and get it done,
Right.
but it's important.
Yeah.
That's all I want people to know. It's not for the glory, it's not for the story, it's not for the pity. It's to try and help other people
Yeah.
not fall into the same trap their parents did,
Yeah.
make the same choices
Yeah.
that are bad.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you don't have to be defined by your circumstances. You don't have to be a victim.
No,
I mean,
you
what you were
allow
put through
yours.
at a very young age, nobody should have to be put through, that's for sure.
Hmm.
Um, but you did become a better, stronger person because of it. And I know your relations are strained a little bit right now with your siblings because of the book. But
Yes.
other than that, you've been able to find peace with them and feel like family again.
That's never going to happen.
Yeah,
This is what the tragedy has formed with our family. We've never been one.
yeah,
Never.
yeah,
Not all of us, not together, separated all our lives. You don't know how to be a brother and sister. I just thought it came naturally, but
right.
my sister, my younger sister, is doing everything in her power to destroy my book because
Mm,
she doesn't believe what I wrote.
right.
Now, the circumstances behind that is it's okay. And I understand because she is the critical and she's just got so much spite in her from the past
Right,
and she hasn't overcome it. And now she's taking it out on me because I'm talking my story.
right.
But if by chance she is watching, really, if you don't like my story, then tell yours. You
Yeah,
were 4, I was
yeah,
8.
right.
There's a difference. If you don't believe the stories or anything I've written in it with my mom's past life, I did have it corroborated by her
Mm,
father and a
right,
witness to make sure I'm standing on my own ground
right,
here too.
right.
And they never met him. So we're not really a family. They
Yeah,
they go in, they try hurting each other, and I have stayed away from that family most of my life.
yeah,
And it's a sad thing because I would love to have all our siblings, but
right.
they don't want to be a family.
Yeah,
It's I don't get it. I don't want this to happen to anybody else is separated because you're losing everything, your entire existence without
yep,
your family. You
yeah,
need your siblings, and it unfortunately passes on through over and over through your
yeah.
life, and it's sad.
Yeah,
It's really sad.
estrangement is a sad reality of life for many, many families. People suffer heartache or hurts and they manifest themselves in different ways and, they alienate themselves from each other. And it's certainly not helpful. It certainly is hurtful. But all we can do is be in charge of us. And, you've written a wonderful book here. I think it will help a lot of people. Many people have not gone through the devastating tragedy that you have, but they've had other things that are similar. You can't
Mhm.
live this life without going through some kind of loss. So
Exactly,
yeah,
exactly.
you need to learn how to pick yourself up and brush yourself off. Absolutely.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah,
That's the way to start anyway. Get the
exactly.
dust off the boots and you're good to go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The name of the book is For Lost Children. It is
Oh,
written by Joey Pawlin. It is a remarkable memoir, a story of personal resilience and growth after experiencing a tragic loss. Joey, thank you so much for joining us here today on Spotlight.
can I say one more thing?
Absolutely.
My second book,
Mhm.
Divided We Fell, is now in production and
Great.
going to be released by Prime 7 Media by
Wonderful.
the end of June and July, either
Wonderful.
one. So I'm
Wonderful.
working right now with them, and the book will be out soon.
Great. And is that more of your family story or is that a different story?
It'll take us 4 years after being separated from my father and being forced to go back because the relatives are tired of supporting us.
Okay.
So it's a continuation on all of it up until my cancer.
Okay. Well, we look forward to reading that as well. Joey, thanks so much for joining us here today.
Thank you very much for having me.
Oh, the pleasure is all mine. And to the folks at home, I'm Logan Crawford, thanking you for your time this time. Until next time. on Spotlight.